Good.
Hi guys, it's your two poly chicks again, Tiffany and Cindy, and my camera is shaking. So we wanted to do
Sorry.
like a highlight or an artist highlight. Every so often we want to do like just highlight someone that's up and coming, a feature artist. And today we have Shakina, the author, with us. So I'm just going to read her bio real quick and let her tell you about her art. So Conundrums Impacting Business Sustainability was written by Shakina Shaw. Author Shaw has been in her respective career for over 20 years. Using her experience and knowledge, she wrote a book to support business longevity. The book focuses on three areas that impact the sustainability of business. Knowing the fundamentals of a business and acting on them is key to development and maintaining operations. So it's a tongue twister. Conundrums Impacting Business Sustainability is available on Barnes and Noble. So Shakina, hi.
Hi, Shakina. Hi, Shakina.
I am so honored to be here. I've been watching you ladies, and I said, oh, I want to get with them. I want to get on their platform. So I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on.
Yes, thank you so much. And before we were talking before the taping, we did say we were sipping just a little bit. It's a sipping and chat. So
I was sipping too.
Yeah, you see, we all have our beverage of choice. I should say that.
Right.
So if I'm messing up on some words more than usual, because I always mess up on words, so just forgive me. But Shakina, tell us about your book and why you decided to write the story on the business longevity.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, I've been in the field, my current field of work, for over 20 years now. And then when I see mergers or businesses going under, it was the same three factors, same three denominators. So I decided, why keep that in my brain? Why not put it in a book and then have some resolve or some solutions to support those three reasons? So that's where the book came about. It took me about 4 to 5 years to write it, but I think it's pretty important for businesses to use, again, with those three areas, and hopefully it'll be impactful.
Okay. You said 4 to 5 years.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's
That's a good book. That's a good book, because even when I did my blood pressure book, it took like 3 years. So that means you did your research. Yeah, that means you did your research.
Thank you, Cindy, for that. And Cindy, I didn't know you was an author. I have to do my research. Yeah.
And my maiden name is Shaw.
Y'all might be related. You never know. You never know.
Yeah. HAW.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yeah. Wow, Cindy, you just put me in another mind track. I'm
sorry. That's how we do on here. That's how we do on here.
It's amazing because my granddad, he what they say, wherever they lay his hat is his home, but the kids end up finding each other. And so my mom, well, the matriarch of our family, she passed in August. But my mom was able to extract that information, and so was the matriarch's daughter. So we have that info.
Oh,
so
wow.
we have to connect, because I'm sure
we will talk, because so far I have not, I've met a lot of Shaws. My brother's always looking for Shaws. So we will talk.
But yeah, so with the book, it's just really important. And you're right, Cindy. It took me some time to do the research, because I don't want to just release something to the public and it's just my perspective, right? Because the world is bigger than me and my 5 friends. So I have to find the research. And what's unique is that when I did the research for this book, there's not one book that dissects those 3 areas. I had to find different resources and put it together, which wasn't a problem, but it was just eye-opening that it wasn't around.
Okay. Well, that's what led to you being able to make that book. Put them together. That opening was there for you. So
So as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. So it's like out of need that you invent things. So what I wanted to know in layman's terms for the everyman, because I know in the time before this and now after COVID, I believe businesses are going to go probably in a different way. And a lot of people are gonna, because you're out of work, you got to get creative, necessity of invention. So I wanted to know from you, what are the 3 pillars in layman's terms for people that are intimidated by ideas of business? Because I took business classes and I found them boring and just unattractive to me. And I am a business person, but I was able to digest it. But what are the 3 pillars
Yes.
in just layman's terms, in the basics,
Sure.
without
The
giving
three
away your
pillars,
book, without giving away your book.
no,
Without
that's
giving
okay.
away all the
I'll put
secrets.
the three pillars to me in the research that's in the book is
Mhm,
relationship building,
mhm,
it's succession planning,
mhm.
and it's economic development.
Okay.
So what the
Succession
book,
planning, you said?
succession planning.
Oh,
So
succession.
succession planning, when we start a business, we don't do it for the just right now. We do it for our legacy, presumably.
Right.
Stats will show, or statistics will show, that most businesses go under in under 18 months. Why?
Wow.
Because sometimes the failure to plan, and that's planning on these three areas. It could be relationship building. You can connect with your clients or customers, then you have to connect with the stakeholders, right? You have to know what's going on. You have to know the research, as we just said.
Yeah.
When it comes to succession planning, you'll have your team. But when you invest in your team, that makes them want to stay with your agency, right? So
Mhm.
you find those things of investing. And the economic plan, I mean, come on, like you said, the pandemic we're in right now,
Mm.
Cindy.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I blacked my camera for a second.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. I was
I'm
like,
here.
bagel? You offering food?
Yes, I bake. I'm a baker, so
I'm
I'm a
learning
baker.
all the gems. So, so the
That's
other thing is
funny.
economic planning. So what we have is this current pandemic we're in. How can you plan? Now, some agencies were able to sustain
Yeah.
because they had that kitty, they had that business kitty. Some were able to sustain just a short amount of time, and that's not a failure on them. It's just, again, the research. Who are your clients? Who are you catering to, right? So
Mhm.
it's just a lot of research that goes into, and there's no magic thing. Not to say this is magic and everything will be gone. It's just a way of making things a little bit better as a business owner.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So basically, think how you can stay for the long term and throughout any storms such as the pandemic, which we're going through, throughout any lags in business, or let's say something happens with your customer base, something happens to your full customer base. So
Right.
that's what you're saying. So repeat the three pillars one more time that you'll discuss in the book. What are the three? You said succession planning,
Uh-huh.
Relationship.
relationship building,
And
and
economic development.
economic development.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got it. So that's very interesting. I want to talk about relationship building, because when we were introduced through a mutual friend, and
Mhm.
this is relationship building in it at its finest. You have
Mhm.
three awesome sisters right here having
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
about what's going on, and I do feel that that's important. But I want to hear from you why you feel it. And when I say, Shakina, you assisted us in a lot of ways. You gave us resources, tips. I mean,
Yes.
it's
Thank you
just,
so much.
we appreciate it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, something as simple as put your hashtag out there with your name. You really assisted us, and we appreciate it. But
Mhm.
why do you feel that the relationship building is such a big aspect in, business and within a business? Because I think a lot of people feel like if I build relationships, or if I'm collaborating, then it's going to take away from me. So why do you think
Mm,
that's
Mhm.
an
Mhm.
important thing?
Great question. So the person that connected all of us, right? We can,
Mhm.
and I'm always supportive of anyone, right? And
Mhm.
I'm all about the awakening that's happening for all of us as Black people, as Black women. But the
Yes.
Black man that introduced us found value in each of us.
Right.
Yeah.
And he saw that we will be able to benefit each other. So why not pay it forward, right?
Right.
And that's the same thing about the book, is in my brain. Why not share it? I may not
Mhm.
be into politics, but I know them, right? So I can connect the thing.
Right.
Someone taught me about the hashtags. Why not share that? So
Right.
in a relationship building, when it comes to competition, sometimes I try to encourage people to redirect that thought. It's a
Mhm.
continuum of relationship building, right? So it can be a competitor. Let's call a spade a spade. It could be a
Mhm.
competitor,
Mhm.
but it can be someone you can collaborate with,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So whether it's by, say, if we're in a community and we, each three of us, we want to open up a winery.
Mhm.
Okay.
We don't really have to,
You talking to
right?
Tip? You talking Tip language now?
Or some water. We can have water
Some
too.
water. Some water.
But we
Not
don't
to
have
give
to compete.
Prosecco a shout out, but
Yes. And
well,
so
that's
if
not.
we think
I'm
about
sorry.
it,
It's the
yeah, I have my black girl magic,
not to get free
the red blend.
advertising,
I got my body
and I
magic.
am trying that.
I got my body
Yes,
magic.
I really recommend that. The
Hey,
McBride sisters, their whole line is really good.
man,
Yeah.
I'm
see,
sorry. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry. Go
being
ahead.
at wineries, we can
Mhm.
collaborate. How can that look as wineries? Okay,
Right.
I know I have a red, a rosé, and a Riesling. But you
Mhm.
mm,
do great with the Riesling. And then Cindy
mm,
does great with what's the one with the bubbles? A champagne. So when
Mhm.
yeah,
we market together, we can say 3 Black women wineries, and then we can say
Wow.
mine's with the red, yours with the rosé, hers with the bubbly, right? So then somebody is exposed to us because that's another thing about relationship building. It's word of mouth.
Mhm.
yes.
Word of
Uh,
mouth.
I
You
love
know,
what you said there.
yeah.
I love what you
Hmm.
said there. You are competition. Let's be for real.
Right,
You're a
right.
writer of children's book. I'm a writer of children's books, but there's going to be some divergence because we're not
Yeah,
widgets, right? Like
right.
we're
mm,
not, you're not a machine. I'm not a machine. So when we put out information, as they say, like imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Like I can make something and you
Right.
can make something and it probably is going to taste different, right?
Yes. Hmm.
So it's the same idea. I love that you said that. I love that you said that. And that led us to, I'm babbling now. That led us to,
and she's not even drinking,
and
y'all.
I'm not even drinking. You don't want me to drink, believe me.
Water.
You don't want me
She's
to drink.
she's just chatting, not the sip. So
um, Collaboration is so important because
Yeah.
people don't realize that you build your audience.
Mhm.
Like you got 50 customers buying wine. I got 50 because that could be 100. It'd be like she's having a special today. Go to her.
Yes. Yes.
Plus, in terms of like neighborhoods are sustained by the longevity of business, right? So I don't want your business to fail because then
Yeah.
the street gets a little less safe, right? So I
Right.
mean, I feel like I'm preaching, but I just love what
No,
you
I
said
love
there.
it.
I feel like I love it. And in terms of support,
Mhm.
Tiffany and I, we have our off-camera talks about the idea of how people fail to support, even with our channel.
Mhm.
Family. We're like, why do we have 1,000 family members and
Mhm.
50 followers? Like, why do we have 50 followers and 20 views? So
Mhm.
do you struggle with that idea of support and how do you encourage yourself really?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know how that old school saying, the world is big and you and your 5 friends? So, my 5 friends have been here, and it's more than five, but
Mhm,
they have been down, they comment on posts, they buy the books, they do all the things. However, to others, I have more than 5 family members and more than 5 friends, right? So I go, okay, thank you, acknowledged. That's something I say at work, is no feelings, it's just acknowledge, noted. Because what happens is we meet again. So
Yeah.
there will be something you may venture into. Oh, that's nice. And sit right there, just real plain. But
yeah,
knowing the heart we have, we will support them, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
So when people show you that, you just say thank you, in my opinion. That's what I
right,
do. You
right.
know, I don't get upset with them.
Mm-mm.
It's just almost like when we're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook and you see a bunch of ads, we
Mhm,
don't always buy everything we see, right? We
right,
just observe.
Right.
So that's the same thing for our friends and family. Sometimes they just observe what we do. They will support us if we need them. And then we have to be very intentional with our ask,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
So although we feel we have 50 cousins and 100 on this side, 100 on this side, mommy and daddy side of family, where y'all at, we have to ask them. So let's be fair to them and say, look, I need you to go over there and just like it. Just click like,
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
something like
Tiff.
that.
Yeah, and that's what it's so funny you say that because yesterday I told Cindy, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I said,
Yeah,
no embarrassment. I'm just gonna go and tell them or ask them, hey, can you
Yeah.
just click? It takes a second to click and like
mhm,
or click and share, and that's all we're asking for. Not money. I'm not selling
mhm.
cookies,
No,
raffle tickets, or
right.
anything. I'm just
Like for a
asking for
basketball team.
something. Yeah, something simple. That's
It's a
all.
soft spot for her. It's a soft
Yeah,
spot for her because
Yeah.
some people you ask them, you
And they
see them
still don't.
online, you see they're active, you see they read your post, and they
Oh,
still don't.
wow.
I don't know what it is. Is passive aggressive? Is it? I don't
Right.
like to say jealousy because people I think reduce that word so easily. They say, "Oh, she's just jealous."
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
think it's jealous. I just think that it's a scripture that says the prophet has no worthiness in his own country. So it's
mm,
Mm-hmm.
like when we know people, we kind of disregard them, but
yeah,
we'll treat a
Mm-hmm.
stranger better. We'll buy Louis Vuitton before we buy Moshe down the street, which is just
Mm-hmm.
as expensive because it's
Mm-hmm.
down the street. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
get until I blow up, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's use charitable assumption, right? They come on your
Mm-hmm.
page, you see they like your post, and I mean they didn't like your post, but they watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you know how to hit the like button? Matter of fact, log on. I'm on the phone with you, Auntie CC. Click that word that say like, right? Let me tell you a funny real story that happened last week. So my sister just created her YouTube, right? She
Uh-huh.
doesn't want everybody to know. The family don't know, but that's okay.
Okay.
It's more therapeutic than anything, right? It's her world.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So her boyfriend, he likes it one time, then the next day he likes it again, right? Oh no, subscribe. He
Uh-huh.
subscribed, then he
Uh-huh.
subscribe again the next day. And she said, "Why do you keep unsubscribing and subscribing?" He said, "No, every day I subscribe."
Ah, he's thinking, he's thinking he's helping.
It's technology. She said, "No, you're unsubscribing every time." It was such a tickle for us. I said, "Just tell him to hit subscribe and leave it alone."
But you know what? YouTube is very shady. It'll show you this person unsubscribed.
Yeah,
But
and that's
he's thinking he's helping out. He's like, my baby gonna love me after this. Every day, here I am. Boom, boom, boom.
boom every day. No, you hit it one time, and there was a like. She like. No, you unliking it. So we
He's
had the
like,
biggest laugh. So
That's
some
hilarious.
charitable assumption
that
work.
is,
That's hilarious. That's
that is,
hilarious. That's hilarious. So
oh,
how
yeah.
how do you for your supporters, how do you pay it forward? How
Mm.
do you pay it forward?
So on
Well,
my platform, there were many people that helped me in this in my way to almost 1,000 subscribers on Instagram. Right?
that,
Mhm.
I gotta say that's good.
Wow.
It's hard to get there. So
And
that's good.
secret is that I am so anti social media. I didn't
Ah,
get on social media until September.
That's funny. That's funny.
September
That's
20th.
funny.
They don't need to know me. Why you need to know me?
That's funny.
Right? But it's the content in which I share. And I
Right.
think people are interested, right?
Right.
So how I give back is people that subscribe or people that observe me and I observe their content, I just share it on my stories and or in
Oh,
my feed posts. That
Mm-hmm.
exposure, like the relationship building, like word of mouth. Hey
Mm-hmm.
guys, I heard about this. Hey, so I'm intentional with Instagram and now as I learn Facebook, I am
Uh-huh.
doing it on there as well.
Uh-huh.
So I'm intentional with who I share out and the things, you ladies did
Yeah.
as well.
I like
Wow.
that.
So that's how I do it.
I love
I
that.
like
Love that.
that, really. And I mean, when they say pay it forward, we're talking about relationship building, collaboration, and paying it forward, you don't know who you're helping that may be, well, one, you may be the next big author on the, Arthur Shaw on
Mhm.
Oprah getting interviewed.
Your mouth
You,
of God is, I'll take it.
you never know who you never, right?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
who you could be meeting that may be having the same success as you and may assist you, because when they were small, you were helping them out. And it's like, you know what? And not just because you want something, but because
Right.
it's the right thing to do. And we love hearing different stories, especially like yours with
Mhm.
the, why you wrote the book,
Mhm.
how long it took, the research, all of that. Just because sharing information is awesome, it's great.
Mhm. Mhm.
It
Mhm.
contributes to all of our knowledge. So paying it forward in a community, in a job setting, in any type of business, it really helps. So I
Mhm.
love that, and we
Love
can't.
the idea of it. Yeah. And that it's not a hateration, it's not a jealousy thing. It's listen, she makes this. I remember when I first started baking cakes, and there was
Mm.
a person that made this cake. I don't want to say the particular cake because then the person could be watching.
Oh, okay.
But I was struggling. It was an intricate cake, and I was struggling with the recipe. And I kept trying different recipes, and it just kept failing. And I'm a heart baker. Like it touches me at my heart. Oh my God,
Mm.
this didn't work. I start crying, and oh my God, I'm gonna quit. That's me.
Mhm.
That's why I can't be a contestant on the show. Because they would say it tastes funny, and I would be like, I quit. And I'm just very sensitive about my baking. And I
Hello.
and I knew this person made this cake great. So
Mhm.
I know to build a recipe, you might not want to give away all the pieces. So I said,
Mhm.
can you just tell me what I'm doing wrong? And it was
Right.
like, oh no, I just mix it like that.
Mm.
And I was like,
Mhm.
thank you. That was
Wow.
so useful. Now, for
Right.
me, people have done it to me. My friend wanted to make biscuits, and she's like, these biscuits keep coming out a mess. And I said,
Mm.
walk me through what you do. You're
Right.
doing this wrong. And then
Right.
she went and fixed it, and she called me up. Oh my God, my husband
Mhm.
loved it. And I was
Mhm.
like, I don't have to give away the farm. So I'm not
Right.
asking you to tell me everything in your book for free. But
Right.
if you could just give me a little piece to get me
Right.
started, then I'm going to turn
Mhm.
around and pay it back to you by
I
buying
agree.
your book,
Yep, I agree.
you know?
Yeah. It's really important. So even for me, so I'll let you in on it. By the time we air this, it probably will happen by then.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing a big giveaway for the 1,000 subscriber, follower, excuse me, follower.
Mm-hmm.
So all those businesses, they're all Black owned.
Mm-hmm.
Two women Black owned. The other one is a guy, but he has a big team, so I'm sure women are there.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have poured into me in my journey from
Wow.
5 followers on Instagram
Wow.
up to where I'm at now.
Nice.
So they have poured into me, and now I'm pouring back into them. So that's one of the big things I'm doing, and that's my intention, right? So going forward, as I do giveaways, I will have articles or things. Oh, you know what, guys? This is the next giveaway, and it will be intentional on who I choose. So when I reached out to all 3 companies, they all were like, "Me? You chose me?" Yes, you.
Wow.
And they're big. So one of the companies have like 60,000 people, and he was like, "Me? You want?" Yes, you.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Right. So
Wow.
that's how I do it. I'm just
Nice.
intentional with how I
Very
spend my
nice.
dollars and who I am aligned with. And I think one of you just said it. Like we're always being watched on these media platforms. In life, when you walk out your house, you're always being watched. But as
Yeah.
businesses, we're always being watched. So I had an experience lately, and so me being single, I think one way. And
Mm-hmm.
this guy, he kept liking all of my posts, looking at the story. I'm like, but I started following him first, right? Because I was like, hey, yeah, he's fine. And he's an author, and I was like, well, admire, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he kept liking the post, and I said, who is this guy? But I said, I'll think about it later. He reached out to me, and he says, I've been watching you for a month. I like your content. I am a producer of a podcast, and I want you on there.
Wow.
Blew my
Wow.
mind. Blew my
Wow.
mind. Did
So
an interview. So I'm talking to the interview lady. Now we consider each other besties.
Mm-hmm.
She said, oh, actually, I'm his publisher. I said, I'm done. I'm done. We are too phenomenal right now. We are too excellent. So these
Wow.
relationships we're creating right now, us 3, the people in the past and the ones to come, is
Mm-hmm.
so important to our businesses.
Wow.
yeah, I mean, you. First of all, we've been trying to shorten our interviews and keep to a certain time. And I'll just say, within the last 30 minutes, you've given us so much information, so much.
Thank you
Just
so much.
so many tidbits, and so it's awesome. And I appreciate the connection that was made with the 3 of us. I really do. And I just want to say, guys, if you're thinking about starting a business, if you're looking
Tip breaking up.
impact in business,
Uh-oh. Tip, you breaking up. You breaking up.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. You
Can you
breaking
hear
up.
me?
I can hear you now, but your face is frozen.
Oh,
Your lips are frozen like. So I know what she was saying. You want me to say what you were saying? Sid? I'm gonna say what she was saying.
go ahead.
So she's saying that, if you, now she's completely gone. So she's saying that, we really appreciate everything that you did to pour into our thing. And that if people, we're going to definitely leave your information in the bottom, your link to where you could get the book. You back on, Tiff?
Yes.
And it says you're a host now. So, so you want to quit?
Sorry, we'll cut that. We'll cut that. I'll edit it right out. But what I was saying is that if you want to look
They won't let us be great. But I understand her sentiments and your sentiments, and it's my purpose, my pleasure to be here. So people can buy the book on Amazon.
Okay.
And Barnes and Nobles. It's titled Conundrums, Impact in Business Sustainability. Conundrums is a word that was passionate to me. Someone gave that I admire her, and she was talking at work one day, and I said, "What word is that? What does it mean?" So her being the educator that she is, I asked her, "What does that mean? How do you spell it?" And I said, my homage to her and how I would respect her is leaving that word in there.
Wow. Conundrum,
'Cause that was
Tiffany.
a
We're talking about the word conundrum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know. People, for some reason, you can tell people over and over and over, hey, I'm recording. And
It doesn't matter.
like,
No, it doesn't.
You know what's funny? As soon as you said the connections, that's where we got lost in the connection. Isn't that funny?
that is ridiculous.
It's ironic. So,
Man,
I know you have your last question, Tiffany. Unless you want to say what you were saying.
well, I did want to say, where for Shakina to say where her book was available.
She said, she said it. Yeah.
See, I missed out on a lot. So we always end with this one question. So if you ever view our episodes, we end with the magic wand question. So
Yes.
we always ask.
Should I get my wand? Let me get my wand. Go ahead, keep going.
She left to get her wand. But if you had a magic wand and you can do anything with it, go anywhere, change anything, have anything. If you had a magic wand, what would you do with that magic wand? Or what would you use it for? What would you change? Like anything that you can do with the magic wand. So I have to like your answer before I give you the wand.
Okay. So I like to do things in threes. So, look at the one. I love the one. The first thing I would do is end food insecurity. The second thing I would do is in the middle of the night, sneak and put my book in all of the libraries in New York City. And maybe I can get over there. And then my third thing is to maybe teleport somebody special in my life. And he sees me and I see him.
She gets the wand, Tim. She gets the wand. My God, you could probably have both of the wands.
Yeah. So now, since you have both wands, you get to choose two out of those. But hey, it's up to you which one you want to choose. But you get the wand for sure. I like that answer, especially the book part.
Love it.
Having it available in the library creates resources for people that don't have the funds to go and buy the book. But if you have the funds and if you're able to, you should definitely check out the book if you're looking at starting a business, you're in a business. So it's called Conundrums Impacting Business Sustainability, written by author Shakina Shaw. And we just want to thank you, Shakina, for joining us today. Thank you so much. We just
so much.
This feature. We just wanted to thank you for collaborating with us.
Yes, yes.
I am honored.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys. You know where to find us, Two Poly Chicks, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we're on Poly Chicks on YouTube. So, and Shakina, we'll put her information. She's on Instagram and Facebook as well. So we'll put that in the description box where to find her book and where she's at as well. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Shakina. Thank you so much.
Thank you.